folks, how's it all going? Hope you're keeping safe out there. It's that time of year, isn't it? San Diego Comic-Con, and boy oh boy was a lot revealed. A lot. And, well, I could go into all the myriad of different lines that were showcased at the event. I thought I'd zero in on the Marvel Legends stuff because a lot of it is really damn cool. Now, there was a lot of Marvel Legends stuff revealed. I'm just going to go into the two main waves that were revealed. I know there were a few little bits, and actually I'll probably mention one little reveal at the end as well, but I'm primarily going to focus on two waves that were revealed. And up first is the Midnight Suns wave. Wait, no, that's not right. Marvel Knights wave, that's it. I was thinking I know it's M something. It's probably because the first figure I'm going to take a look at is actually the Gamerverse Midnight Suns Iron Man in his end of game armor. I think it's just a repaint of a... Oh, I don't know, actually the sculpting is slightly unique in the shoulders and stuff. I think it's mainly a repaint or a very slight retool of an MCU figure. It's not really for me. I can understand if you're a big fan of this kind of Iron Man armor, but it's a bit of a pass for me. Nothing wrong with it, just not really my kind of thing. Similarly, the Fist Ninja, which is a fantastic name when you think about it, is a really unique and interesting sculpt, I'll give it that. It's a ninja, which is, it's a foot soldier, it's an army builder, which is always good. It comes with nice weapons. I do like the fact you have an interchangeable head with just a skull on it. That's just fantastically creepy. I kind of adore it. But it's one of these things from Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run, which is really great, by the way, but I didn't really buy into it. It's the same thing that gave us that, the same one that gave us that Elektra Daredevil from the Spider-Man Retro Wave. It goes with this. It's the same storyline. It's a nice figure. I probably won't pick it up though. But one figure that I'm kind of... Actually, no. Oh, wait a bit. I'll skip. I was going to do another figure, but I'll do a different one next. Because I'll go through the ones I'm least tempted to get first. Like, for instance, Lady Bullseye. This is a character I have no interest in. I don't even really like the design that much. And this was a figure that years ago I think was going to come out, and yeah, nothing wrong with it. The paint's fine, the sculpt's fine. It just doesn't speak to me, and the design is a bit bland, in my opinion. But a figure I do like the look of, and I think is actually maybe going to be a bit of a sleeper hit of the wave, is the Daredevil. Yet again, the Chip Zdarsky run Daredevil. So he's got the beard, the maybe Spider-Man inspired design, now that I look at it, for his costume, and the big poofy ninja pants. I actually kind of like it. I like the Billy Club. I like the fact you've also got the Billy Club as a I was going to say a naginata, but it's not. It's two-ended bladed halberd. It's a little held back by the lack of accessories as far as hand options go, which I think is always an important thing. A character like Daredevil should always have fists because he's a boxer at heart. But as I said earlier, when I did the hand ninja, when I mentioned the hand ninja, so I said, the fist ninja, Daredevil, hand, fist, the Foot Clan, all these things bleed together eventually. But yeah, that fist ninja comes with a pair of weapon holding hands and a pair of fists, which luckily seem to be sculpted the same as this Daredevil's hands. Mainly they're red, but they've got sculpted on wrappings around them. So if you get both figures, you'll have a pair of fists for Daredevil, which, if you're going to buy the one, you're probably going to get at least one or two fist ninjas to go with it, because in the storyline, Daredevil leads this new ninja clan called the Fist to try and destroy the hand. Yet again, fingers, feet, all this weird stuff. So yeah, if you're going to get this Daredevil, you'll probably get a few fist ninja, and you've probably also already bought that Elektra Daredevil just to get the whole set. So yeah, this is a nice looking figure. I really do like the sculpt on the face and all the head sculpting and all that lot. The details are really nice, the big poofy pants. It's a really good looking figure. It's just Daredevil isn't really in my wheelhouse. I like the classic look. This is nice. I do appreciate the comic book run done by Zdarsky, but it's just not for me. Similarly, I really am tempted by this Blade figure. I love the look of it, I love the coat, I love the sculpting of the Under Armour he's wearing. I love the face sculpt, I love the accessories, I love the fact he comes with stakes. But it's the head sculpt. He's only got one and it's screaming, and I understand it's Blade, you want to show off the fangs, you want to have him being like screamy action posy. But it's also like Blade. Cool. Reserve, well, no, is reserve the right word? You think of Wesley Snipes playing him and it's like, oh, just so cool without being overly dramatic and overly fangy. I don't know, I'd like a calmer, relaxed face to go with it. A more like badass face rather than this admittedly really well sculpted and painted, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of just having one screaming face for a figure. But I tell you what, now we're going to get into the two figures in this wave I'm near enough definitely going to get. First up, classic yellow, open, poofy shirted, silver headbanded Luke Cage. Oh, this is beautiful. This is so wonderfully like just cheesy and classic, and I have to have it. This is amazing, especially if we're going to get a classic looking Iron Fist to go with it, get a classic Heroes for Hire together. This thing is ridiculous and I absolutely love it. I adore it and I must own it. It is just look at the colours. It's fan flipping tastic. And yeah, the figure I need more than anything else in my collection at the moment, Clear Strange. This is a beautifully done figure. The face sculpt with digital printing, they're astounding. The unique tooling for her body and her costume look great. Given her the unique spellcasting hands for a female figure, wonderful. The circular printed pattern on her leggings, tights, looks superb. And because I've got Doctor Strange, I've got a whole Sanctum Sanctorum, I need this figure. I need this figure to be in my collection. And actually, the Builder-Figure for this wave, I also need as well. To be fair, I need a couple of them. It's the Mindless one. Except there isn't really a Mindless one, it's the Mindless ones. They always come out in groups. Admittedly, you had the Mindful one, which was in the Sorcerer Supremes. But it was like a little short run comic book where there was one Mindless one who became Sorcerer Supreme, and started being called the Mindful one, I think it was. But either way, I'd want a couple of these to be on the shelf with Dormammu. Oh, I'm going to have to hopefully track a few of these down in the aftermarket. People who've bought the whole wave but don't want to build a figure. I'm praying it won't bang with me to get... I want at least 3 of these, really. 3 is the magic number for troop building something this big. And it just looks so good. This is all unique sculpt, and I love like the cooled magma texture of it. That wonderful just slitted blazing red eye and the orb of a head. Even on that little effect where you can plug into which has it look like it's wisping energy away. God, this thing is gorgeous. Okay, that was one of the revealed waves. Now what was the other? Oh yeah, that's right. XMen. Right, cue the intro. And that's probably far enough to make sure I don't get copyright strike. I'll just leave it in the background. But yeah, this XMen 97 wave, based upon the upcoming Resurgence, that's not the right word. New sequel to the original X-Men cartoon from the 90s on Disney Plus. I mean, say what you will about nostalgia baiting, this looks damn good, and I'm going to have to watch it. And these figures are definitely selling me on the show because just look how superb they are, astonishing, they are uncanny, they are... What the hell was that? They are amazing. And just looking into them and going into them, first up I'm going to look at Gambit. Remy LeBeau looks fantastic here as a figure. I'm going to say fantastic a lot here in this review, I'm going to try not to, but my god, these figures deserve it. In terms of accessories, or in terms of the figure itself, it's mainly a reuse of Gambit figures we've had recently, but that's fine, they've all been great, and this figure gets those cartoon colours down superbly. Accessories, he has his bow staff, he has a single energetic or charge, that's the word, energy, Jesus. He has a single energy, no, what's the right phrase? A single charged card, sod it, that can be thrown, and he also has an extra hand where he's just throwing a bunch of cards in a wonderful pink arc. the sculpt and the paint on this thing look superb. All these figures in this wave, to be fair, I'm just going to say it now, are a must if you're an X-Men fan. I'd be tempted to buy the whole wave if I could afford it. I probably can't, to be fair, and they'll probably leave me in a position where I can only get 2, and I probably only will get the 2 for my Marvel Superheroes collection, so that's a bit of a spoiler for which 2 I'm probably going to get. But if I could, I'd buy all these. This Gambit, definitely. And if you are going to get Gambit, you've got to get Rogue to go with him. This is a really, really brilliant Rogue figure. Yet again, read a few more recently in recent years. This one, bit minimalistic, I suppose. Very cartoon accurate. Wonderful paint, wonderful sculpt work. The accessories are on point. She comes with a pair of fists normally, or a pair of fists attached. And the 2 extra hands are one without the glove and the other one holding the glove, so you can recreate her ability of just touching someone to get their powers. Just gorgeous, gorgeous looking figure, and considering how much the previous Rogue figures sell for in the aftermarket, this is going to get snapped up so quickly, and for good reason. Okay, the next one. Oh, the man at a time, Bishop. Gorgeous, gorgeous looking figure. I like the going for the shorter haired look for him. It really suits him. The figure looks really stoic. The face and sculpt and paint are fantastic. Said it again. All in all, it's just a really imposing and striking figure. The accessories are great. He has, well, he comes with a splayed out hand and a fist, and they can be interchanged for a pair of gun holding hands. And the included gun is a nice recreation of the one he had in the cartoon, and it fits onto the shoulder holster. That was strangely hard to say. And it looks great back there. Such a beautiful figure, and the paint, at least on these samples you can see, is really crisp, and the colours just pop on this beautiful figure. Speaking of beautiful, the Storm figure in this wave is superb. They've gone for the mohawk look of the 80s and early 90s. Well, yeah, I think she had it into the 90s. The punk Storm mohawk look, which comes back every now and again. The face sculpt on this thing is just stunning. The sculpting, the digital printing, create this beautiful face on a figure. The stark white and yellow, the costume works wonderfully. In terms of accessories, she only comes with a different pair of hands. Some electric lightning accessories would have been nice, but I suppose if you're a Marvel Legends collector, by this point you've probably got a few hanging around. Just like Rogue, this is a beautiful female figure that is going to just sell out almost instantly, I think. Okay, now get into the 2 I'm probably going to get because they are characters in Marvel Superheroes, my favourite arcade game. Magneto. This is a stunning Magneto. It's a pinless body, all new. The sculpt work on it is it's fantastic. I can't think of a better word for it. It's fantastically done. The red and the purple pop really well. The shading in the eyes behind the helmet really helps sell that. I don't know, the depth of the figure, I can describe it. The intensity of it. In terms of accessories, it only comes with a different pair of hands, but yet again, if you're a Marvel Legends collector, you've got, I don't know, purple accessories you can stick on him. If you've got that Magneto from the Family Matters, or the Family Feud, or the Family whatever, the Family Values, I think that was it, the 3-pack with Scarlet Witch and Pietro, you've probably got purple accessories that'll fit him. This is definitely a must-have figure for me. It just looks so beautiful, and it's a great update over the previous version. And of course, what X-Men wave would be complete without Wolverine? And this is probably the best Wolverine Marvel Legends figure we've had. The colours are brilliantly accurate to the cartoon. It's pinless. The head options are there. The masked head, the unmasked head with the mask draped over the back of the neck. 2 fist options. Claws in, claws out, and the claws they're finally left behind those god-awful glue-in, the fiddly ones that never look right and just sort of clipped into the back of the hand. They're just god-awful. They've gone. Now the claw and the silver knuckle guard or back of hand guard are one piece that's glued into the hand. They are thicker, they look straighter, they've got more meat to them, they're more accurate to the cartoon and to, well, in my case, the thing I loved most, which was the video game. This is, I say, it's damn near perfect as you can get. Is there anything that make it a bit more perfect? Or, a bit more perfect. Is there anything that could maybe improve it? A pair of hands where they're not fists, just relaxed, splayed open slightly hands, maybe even some holding hands, or some accessory holding hands to hold a cigar, hold a katana. Imagine having a Wolverine figure that can hold a katana. That'd be mind blowing in Legends. But no, this is a must have figure. This is one I am going to have to get, and I think this along with this whole wave is going to just go and sell out instantly. The minute this comes up for pre-sale, you've got to jump on this wave because it will not last long. I don't care how many Hasbro have produced, they will not have produced enough to meet the demand for this wave. It is just a wave of stunning figures that fans have wanted for years, based on one of the most just beloved cartoons from the 90s, and they are going to sell out. There's no getting around it. On the other side of the spectrum, you've got Crystal, a very niche but beautiful. Don't get me wrong, this is a goddamn beautiful looking figure, and as you can see here with Pixel Dan holding it, it's stunningly beautiful. This is based on an old property that Marvel used to make a comic of. I think it was an old Mattel or Hasbro back in the day, like 1980s toy, and they made a small comic to go with it. And they produced this. I don't know how this is getting released yet, but I thought I'd mention it because look how stunningly beautiful it is with the clear, clearance, semi-translucent blue and red plastic and the accessories. And I'm assuming that if they've gone this far with the clear plastic, it's not brittle in any way. I know they've done Iceman figures that have been in clear plastic and they've apparently been alright. I've only ever had one and it broke on me, but I think that was more my error than its. But this thing is it's a unique sculpted. They put a lot of time and money into this thing, which is like the very definition of a niche audience of who would want Crystal. And I mean, very few people know about it. I know there was I think it was a Toy Galaxy or a Secret Galaxy video on it. I'll probably stick that up somewhere on screen now. But I didn't even know about it until then, and I like obscure Marvel stuff. But I'm tempted to get this figure, not as much to own this figure, but rather to show Hasbro that yes, these sort of things will sell. Because if this sells well, I can't help but think that eventually, because the rights are still owned by Hasbro now, I believe, we might get a Marvel Legends Rom the Space Knight. Rom is a fantastic Marvel character. I think Linkara did a whole 3.5 hour long retrospective on Rom the Space Knight. Yeah, again, it was a toy which Marvel produced a comic based on, or Marvel were paid to produce a comic based on. And the comic far outshined the toy itself was crap, but the comic was amazing. It was an epic space opera of a story. It was one of the best, 1980, was it 80s? I'm sure it was 80s. I think it was 35 issues, maybe even 50 issues. It was a long running comic book based around this toy. And Rom was a wonderful, wonderful design. And I think this might be the aligning of the stars here to get a Marvel Legends Rom figure, because not only have we got Crystal here, which is an obscure and very similar character in the sense of he was a Marvel character based on another company's toy, but rather, so should I say, not only that, we've also got Marvel re-releasing their old Rom comics in prestige collected forms and reprinting those first issues. I haven't picked up the omnibuses because they're going for the hundreds of pounds. There's a lot in them and I can't afford them. But I've got the reprints of the first issues and a couple of blanks, so I'm hopefully going to get some of my favourite artists to redraw Rom on them. But yeah, the stars are aligned for a Marvel Legends Rom figure, and that would be that's something I never thought I'd ever have in my collection. But my God, I really hope we'll get one at some point. So yeah. Sorry folks, sorry for rambling on there a bit at the end, but this has been, should I say, my just quick look at the two main Marvel Legends waves that have been shown off at San Diego Comic-Con. I know there's a few other figures that have been teased and shown off a little bit, but like the MCU stuff, but I don't really go for MCU stuff if I'm honest. And a few exclusives like Detroit Steel, which just and I think they've just revealed the possibility of a female Hydra soldier versus female Shield Agent 2-pack. I might be tempted to get that. Actually, I can always do some army builders, and female figures, especially army building female figures, are kind of rare, so I might end up picking those up. But okay folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. Leave a comment or two if you like. Any of your own thoughts and ideas, anything you think I've missed or anything you think I should have brought up. And until next time, folks, I want you all to stay safe, stay sane, and keep on rolling. And I'll see you all next time. Ta-da!